All right. Today core theme gateway mainnet development. So last week we've spent time deploying the gateway upgrades for the protocol smart contracts, also called smart contract protocol contract v2 on testnet. The operation has been running well. So now the gateway is working on base Sequoia and Amoy testnet. We just need to complete the ERC20 migrations. So we have USDC on ETH, Sequoia, and BSC testnets to be done later today after this call. And once it's done, so we'll just run all the tests again, and then we'll be ready to officially announce the gateway to be operational on the testnet. So gateway beta version still gonna be improved to be production ready for the next release. And yeah, mainnet the gateway development starting this week. So we can start this week all the small operations. I think the ERC20 migrations will be the biggest part. Potentially this next week. It will require some coordination, but we can start this week. Yeah. Anything? Was there any question on that?
Just the one thing I'd add is we need to make sure we post like a maintenance window both for testnet that we're making this change. So if people look and go, "Why is this stuff broken?" They understand, and we'll do the same for mainnet. With
Testnet.
fixes dates.
Testnet that was done. If you can confirm, last week we post like a disclaimer, and it's gonna be post. I don't know if time was shared, but in any case, I don't see any blockers. Like it should be done in few, like 10 minutes. Something that's mainnets will need to give good notice periods, and yeah, we should prepare this already because so the version will be much longer since there are many ERC20s and in general it's used. I mean, testnets, the USDC, Sequoia, and BSC, that there isn't much usage, but
We
yeah.
still need to put on we can post in Discord, which is good, but we need to put on the status page as well because that's where we're trying to drive everyone to look when there are problems. So we should put it there retroactively on testnet as well, just so people look there for a problem, they see that there was a change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, we'll do that. So this is for the protocol contracts for ZetaChain, the nodes. We're working on finalizing V21. The release is almost ready to be met. There are just a few pairs to be merged, very small, including disabling the pre-compiles. We're all good. Borja, right? On this one.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I was mute. Yeah, we are, I think we are on track. The distribute function right now, what I'm doing is fixing the suggestion that the team published in the reviews. Yeah, so far so good. The next thing I will do is implement the withdraw rewards function.
Okay. Yeah. On this. Yeah, we should make a check. Yeah, we should make some assertion, I think, on deposit, like checking you can't deposit. Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, it's sorry,
Yeah.
you were talking about the bank. Yeah. No, yeah, I changed it. So right now we check that the transaction is successful, which could be because in the end you are calling an empty contract with so the transaction has to be successful, but the call has to carry a false success boolean. And then we check there are no changes in balance in the bank, and also there are no events emitted from the contract.
Yeah, we need to save for staking, I think.
Yeah, we can do it.
Already... Okay.
But staking now that I it was disabled already, right?
Yeah, and let's check out after the call, but
okay.
I think we are good on this one. Yeah, also, so there were some work like the changes of the DHT symmetry. Is there something we would want to include for 21? That's more a question to Panro or maybe Stefan.
I don't know if we can catch V21 release, but it can always be a point release because it's only like Zeta coins.
Okay. Okay. Sounds good.
One quick question there, though. So DHT is currently disabled. Is that correct in the running version?
Yeah,
yes,
it is.
But it's not merged in develop. So
okay, so we should probably get into V21 then, because otherwise we're re-enabling it as we deploy the new version. If we have any problems, we won't know if that's changed or something else.
So that was... What is that?
We're not going to do... I mean, yeah, I guess on V21, we'll still not do keygen, right?
What do you mean? Yeah, no.
I agree.
I think that was the issue.
Yeah, so we're not going to do regen, right, on V21 because that was part of like what we were saying is like, oh, we don't need to backport it, and so it won't be an issue moving forward.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna have to time for 21 to make the power change. Yeah, there is no keychain.
Okay.
So yeah, we can backport it. Basically, it was done already. Yeah, and otherwise need to run some final checks, taking the red handler it's correctly run, the logs, and yeah, the version as well. If maybe Alex, you can look at respond that. And
right, we usually manually set the upgrade version for V21. I'll go ahead and do that.
Okay. Cool. I think that's it for 21. I think later today, let's talk about the date specifically. This thing. 22. There have been some readjustments. I already talked to some people in the team one-on-one, but so we're gonna make a release intermediate between inertial staking to integrate Solana mainnets that will include SPL support. The dates for it will be November 15. That's when we have the audit scheduled for the change we're gonna make for Solana, if I'm not mistaken, Charlie.
That's when we have it scheduled for the Solana smart contracts.
Mm-hmm.
And then we should have the Spearbit security researcher to help review some of the other PRs in progress, or not say review all the PRs, but they can look at some of the Cosmos code.
Cool. But this date's for the smart contract then?
Yes, yeah, for the smart contract. Mm-hmm. I mean, ideally, we essentially have 2 releases left this year, so we should try and get it out. You know, like November 15th to like have the release, like the release branch ready would still be good.
Okay. Yeah, there's this that will be the flagship feature of the release. Then some small things we need to work on. So connecting like Solana with the gateway on ZetaChain is not done yet. So we can have full integration and yeah, some smaller things. I think we're gonna work as well on removing all the V1 protocol contracts reference to the code once we're gonna effectively migrate. Yeah, talking about SPL support, is there anything you want to bring, Stefan? Any blocker?
Yeah, no blockers. We had small discussion on Friday. I'm modifying the smart contract to enable TSS to also whitelist. And yeah, in my PR, I'm also integrating latest changes, also your ideal generation. So no blockers. It's in progress.
Cool. Charlie Chen working on becoming a standard, improving the clients we have to generate the endpoints, if I'm not mistaken.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what
Yeah.
was
Anything blocking on the work you're doing on Bitcoin?
currently no. The PR was merged, and then it can then go to testnet.
Okay.
So yeah, but for mainnet, absolutely will need another audit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did the change in the bench. I think it was well reviewed. I think we can still talk with the security person we have about making double check we don't what we introduce is not effective on mainnet.
That's gonna not.
Yeah. Where is it? I mean, yeah, we can talk with Charlie after the call on that. But yeah, otherwise, I think we can talk with Bitsmile. They can try the change.
Yeah, absolutely.
On their side.
Yeah.
Yeah, for here. For integration, we have the withdrawal that is in review. Is there anything you want to bring regarding Ton, Dimitri?
I don't think so. So right now I'm addressing comments from you and from Rabbit AI. What else? I think you posted a good question. What's next? What's next? What should we do to actually bring Tom to testnet? I think there are a couple of things. First, like obviously after merging this PR, I need to implement a couple of minor PRs, like regarding compliance. I think also inbound trackers. But all of this is like minor, straightforward things, right?
Okay.
Like regarding what needs to be like explored, etc. Is that would be good to have like a call within protocol team for like challenging the implementation, because probably I misunderstood some parts, like in terms of transaction broadcasting, or I probably missed some edge cases that want to double check, right? And this is the first point, and the second one, we need to think of the infra part, because Tron is not like a regular blockchain, right? You cannot simply use like RPC, like Alchemy or other things. We need to think of how to host live client, and whether we need to host live client or we can research some cloud provider that can provide us with live client. Like live client is basically like an RPC, but for Atom blockchain. for testnet. There are a couple of open light clients, but I think that most of the people use them, and they are not reliable for us as a blockchain. They are not really reliable. I tested them, and they return like errors from time to time. I think we just need to host the live API like client, and yeah, we need just to have some. Basically, we just need to gain some operational experience with this. That's it. And after that, we're good to deploy this to testnet. I was wondering whether we really use developnet. I think like this code was not with this part was created by Alex, right? Like it's like localnet but deployed somewhere. Probably it would be cool to test it there prior to deploying this to testnet. But yeah, we can think about it.
Nobody except for me really uses it, but you could try if you have a local net already set up that's connected to like Con testnet, it would be pretty easy to do.
Okay, cool. And does it work with let's say MetaMask? Is it possible to connect like real MetaMask to it in Chrome?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that it's gonna be good to play with it, because that way I can write some like dummy JavaScript that simulates some Web3 application on the front end, right? To send some transactions from a user perspective, not from like CLI protocol. Just write some things end to end manually. But yeah, 2 points: challenging the implementation and researching how to deploy light client in our infra for testnet. How many nodes do we have on testnet?
Nodes. You mean
like
observer?
Zeta clients?
Yes.
9.
We have 9.
Even on testnet as well? I thought less. Okay.
9 on testnet, 3 on mainnet.
Okay.
3 that we operate on mainnet. There's 9 in total on mainnet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, we just need to figure out how to properly host 9 light clients.
When do you think we should have those set up by?
No, as you,
that kind of thing.
Could you repeat, please?
Oh, sorry, I was just saying it's not clear when you were talking about like there's a few things and then it'll be ready for testnet. If we're talking like next week, or if we're talking a couple of months out.
No, like I was thinking next week or the week after next week probably, because yeah, I don't think that we're gonna have any issues with deploying stuff like liquidity or test tone. There's like a faucet that gives you some tone. That's not gonna be an issue. We also have playbooks for deploying 0-20, right? Another point that I just recalled: we need to set up authority wallet on Ton. I know that we have Safe for EVM. We also have some admin wallet for Solana, and we need to have the same for Ton.
Is there a good multi-sig solution out there for this that you know of?
That's a good question. I can research this topic.
Okay.
I don't have an answer right now. I'll write this down for me.
Yeah, basically, I'm gonna set up a playbook supporting add support for Ton chain. Most will be same as the EVM. It's just the setup of the gateway contracts that will be different. Yeah. Otherwise, sounds good. I think this one, like the Epic for testnet, we can make some cleanup. Yeah, compliance. I think it's weak, but we don't need compliance for testnet. It seems like the test like on performance, things like that can also be aside for now. Yeah, otherwise, I think we missed the issue with the like client here.
Which one in particular?
Saying about the like client.
Oh. What do you mean? I don't get it. Sorry.
We need a thing about like clients with that client, right? You were saying.
You mean like light? Oh, sorry. Yeah, I misunderstood. Light client. Yes, exactly. Yeah, we need to set up light client, but it's not ton per se. It's like more infra because in locally we just hook to light client inside Docker, and it's like out of the scope of Zeta client per se.
Ooh, question for you on that. On the light client side, so with Bitcoin, for example, when we set up a Bitcoin node, we actually have to set up like a very specific wallet on that node. So the individual node requires customization for Zeta client to work. On the TON side, this light client, this would just be a generic light client. Like you could use any of them and it would work. It doesn't require any specific customization for ZetaChain. Is that right?
Yeah, I think so. Light client is just like light version of a full node that relays messages using UGP based protocol. That's also a good question. I don't think that you need to have a wallet. The wallet is required only for validation, but I'll double check and come back later today with this.
Yeah, my understanding of how it all works, it shouldn't need any specific customization, but I want to double check. Cool, thanks.
But there's no like off-the-shelf third-party hosted light client RPC service that the observers could use. They're going to need to run this Docker container.
Not that I'm aware of. And another point, like why I implemented everything as a light client instead of RPC, because sometimes there's like no native RPC, and RPC is literally like a wrapper, like a Python wrapper over this light client. And somehow light client has cryptographical proofs of what you receive in your responses, right? And regarding RPC, like the most popular one is Phone Center. And I think 99% of like dApp developers use it. It's just like a regular open API spec. Sorry, like Swagger specification. But it's like completely centralized because we cannot rely on a single source for all of 9 observers. That's why we need to have some like a more lower level stuff. But probably there are some like cloud solutions that allow you to just have an API key and use this light client. But when I was researching this, none of the huge ones that I was aware of.
Generally speaking, I think running a light client is a better architecture, but it's going to be something that we need to come up with a playbook for both third parties and ourselves. Because I mean, we don't even run Docker on our existing validators.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be Docker. We can chat about it after this, Chris. I think there's a few ways to go about it, but
yeah, it's just like a C++ binary, just a regular 100%. Binary.
Okay. Moving on, universal staking. Yeah, I don't think anything special on that. For there is here open for review for distribution. Yeah, any blocker on that? Anything you want to talk about?
No, there is no blocker other than me pushing the changes as soon as possible. and I will like to get a couple more reviews, just just to get as many eyes as possible. But other than that, there are no blockers.
Cool. Zeta Client V2. Yeah, you still work on Dimitri, but I wanted to bring this up. Since big part of Tona has been converted now. Yeah, it's something you think you could start looking into.
Well, I want to wrap up everything regarding Ton to bring it to testnet, and after I finish finish addressing most of the comments for current PR, I think I can proceed to some designs and RFCs for this form.
Okay. Let's keep this one on hold for this week then.
Okay.
All right, and finally, migration tests. Tell me still not here. Okay. Did you change Borja to also start looking into it?
Sorry, what?
The simulation tests, like we were talking together, like could be good if you can start looking into it as well, since that would be great. Way to test
No,
all the stuff. Okay.
not yet. I will prioritize it if it's priority now.
No, I think that's fine. I will follow up with Tell Me on stages on that. But I mean, if you have some time, starting to learn about the concepts, would make sense, I think.
Yeah, perfect. I will do it.
Bug. Yeah. There was one open very recently. Okay. Got close. Okay.
Yeah, I added this bullet. I just want to make sure, especially these community calls, we're reviewing the bugs to make sure we're addressing them and the community knows what we're looking at and what we're not.
Yeah. Well, there's a one that was recently open that got closed. Thanks to Stefan. This one, it's the same issue.
Yeah, not the same issue for that one. That was brought up by Alchemy. I sent them update. I think we discussed that it's not high priority because these all transactions are missing from Tendermint indexer. So I sent them an update, waiting for their response to see if this is something they spot. Apart from those two blocks they reported, but depending on that, I will follow up.
Okay. For the other one, yeah, something we've been talking for some time, but we need to iterate. I think most of those can be closed. Otherwise, I don't see a recent one that we should discuss right now. Anything to bring on that, or anything from someone that's in team?
Yeah. Question from the Vex point of view. Basically, I used Gateway for the NFT example, and it's been going pretty well. But the kind of the only parts that are not nice are things related to contract addresses and chain IDs. So we still use like system contract and all that. So I was just wondering what's the best approach for this? Because ideally, once we ship authenticated call, we also have like all these DevX nice to haves. So do you guys have time before the authenticated call release to work on this? I mean, I can start working on some things, but I still want to make sure that it's aligned with everyone, so it's not like just something I came up with.
I think, yeah, it's DevX improvements. Like they're not. They don't depend, I think, on the protocol version. We don't need to change the interface of the gateway. Yeah, I think we have some trackers on that.
That's almost correct, because let's say we have a contract registry, right? Or a chain registry. Ideally, you get access to that not through the gateway, but like if it's a completely separate thing, then a developer needs to store two contract addresses in their contract, right? It needs to store reference to the gateway and to this registry. Ideally, a gateway exposes this address so that you only pass the gateway.
We don't need to change the interface, like the call, deposit and call, stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
That would break the node. Like, if it's internal, we can make a upgrade independent from the node upgrade. That's the point. And so we have this milestone. I think I know we have November 15, although we have the Solana SPL token for the same date. But we can make a release specifically for protocol contracts where we would upgrade the gateway without doing any change in the protocol. The dates will be postponed because the authenticate call is gonna be on like November 18th. Or maybe it could be integrated in the same. But yeah, we have this milestone. If you can check if it's up to date with the gateway address. No, yeah, if you can check this one, we have everything there.
Yeah, I'll add issues to this milestone.
Yeah, we can allocate some time.
Awesome. That would be great.
Ideally, wanted someone joining the team for smart contract, but it's a bit hard finding right now. Smart contract dev. But yeah, we're gonna organize for that.
Cool. Other than that, authenticated calls work very well. So yeah, really happy about it. I think we'll have a set of examples we can use as basically examples to test to see how developer experience looks overall. Right now there are some ugly bits with like system contract and whatnot, but maybe we can even wrap some useful functionality in helper functions and also ship them in protocol contracts, not as part of the toolkit, but rather as part of the protocol contracts. Maybe not, because like very often you have these actions where you need to swap tokens, right? It's not just for like swap contracts. Pretty much anything you do between two chains, you need to swap, because in goes one token from one chain, and you have to pay for the gas token on the other chain. So it's very frequently used. Anyway, we can continue this later on.
Yeah. The system contract I wanted to mention as well, if it wasn't clear, but you still need it. If your contract is called from Bitcoin or Solana, there will still be the system contract used. And we plan to change it for the next release, V21, to use the gateway as well. But yeah, I just wanted to mention this if it wasn't
Yeah.
clear.
Ideally, we just not show it. It's like the ERC20 custody is still there, but we're not exposing it directly to developers. Same thing for
Yeah,
system.
I mean, if you make deposit and call from Bitcoin, currently, it's still the system contract that will call the universal contract.
Okay.
So you still developer still need to store this address somewhere, and we change this and migrate fully to the gateway once we make the change for V22 that's planned for this release.
Yeah, but that's only relevant for like modifier, right?
Yeah.
So we can have a modifier that has this only system kind of built in, and then we'll just phase it out once we get rid of the system contract. So for most other things, you should never ever use system contract. Right now, we're using it for like WZeta address and Uniswap address. Like all of these things have to be exposed somewhere in some contract. So ideally, it's just like a contract registry, a chain registry, and you can access them, at least their addresses, from the gateway. And I think we have some cool opportunities to make it multi-chain, right? Like you have this registry on ZetaChain, and whenever the data changes, we just propagate these changes to all the chains ZetaChain is connected to. So that would be pretty cool to have kind of replication. But of course, that's going to come later.
Yeah. All right, I think that's it. Thanks, everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks.
Bye.